Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 296 of the RRBG podcast. This episode is also brought to you by Killswitch. My friends over at Killswitch make the best energy drink you can buy in the market today. Clean energy, none of that crap that they put in Monster or any of those Red Bulls. No sugar, just clean power for all the grind you're going to have to put in today. And if you're not grinding today and you just want to relax, they also have CBD drinks to help you recover from any injuries you may have, any kind of inflammation. Maybe you went a little too hard at the gym. CBD drink will get you right back on track. Go to their website, killcliff.com. Check out all their different flavors. My personal favorite Ignite drink is the Cherry Limeade. And in the CBD category, you have to try the Joe Rogan Special. It's the Flaming Joe Pineapple with Jalapeno. It's not that spicy. You just get a little bit of a kick at the end. It's delicious. Go to killcliff.com and tell them that RRBG sent you. This episode is also brought to you by our good friends at Saints Joints. Go to saintsjoints.com to check out all the options that they have. They have these amazing packages with pre-roll joints, which will have pre-rolls from either side of the strain spectrum, either indica or sativa, and they even have multi-strain collections. Pick up one of their amazing Book of Saints. They currently have 2 volumes, volume 2 being a special Halloween edition. It looks like the Necronomicon. It's amazing. They're currently available in Washington and Oregon and will soon be available in California. Go to saintsjoints.com and tell them that RRBG sent you. This episode is also brought to you by our friends at Thunderking Coffee. Thunderking provides organic, air-roasted coffee straight out of Costa Mesa, California. It's seriously some of the best coffee I've ever had. My personal favorite is the Positive Morning Attitude. I order 2 pounds of this almost every 2 weeks because I just can't get enough. But they also have bottled cold brew. They have their special California Christmas peppermint cold brew out right now. You can order it from their website. So go to thunderkingcoffee.com and check it out. Support small, independent businesses, people. In this episode, I talked to my friend Justin Foley of Killswitch Engage and Lybica. Lybica is his new music project, or he's playing guitar. They just put out a new self-titled record. Go check that out. It's fantastic, instrumental, post-rock, kind of like ISIS if you're into that. Killswitch is currently on tour with Lamb of God, Baroness, Animals as Leaders. There's a bunch of bands on the bill. Go check them out. They're on tour until the end of October. We talk a little bit about the tour. We talk about the Lybica album. We talked about what he likes doing in different cities. It was a short but fun conversation. I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to follow Lybica Band on Instagram. Pick up the album. Follow us on Instagram if you haven't already. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the little bell notification, all those good things. And if you get a chance, check out patreon.com/RRBG and support the podcast. Cheers. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the RRBG podcast. Today, I'm being joined by my friend, the awesome JFO himself, Justin Foley. How are you, brother?
I'm doing well. How are you? It's good to see you again. It's been a while.
It's been a long time. It's been, I've been to some of your shows since the pandemic,
right?
The Killswitch shows, but, you know, your guys' protocol has been pretty rough and not very, no hangs.
I know, it's been so weird, but finally the one that we're on now is finally like a normal tour, so it's great.
Nice, man. Yeah, I'll be seeing you guys there. Jesse hooked it up, so I'll be seeing you there.
Cool.
Hopefully I'll bring you some cases of Golden Road to hang out with.
You insist.
If I insist. So how's it been for you, man? I know that I've spoken to some of the other guys, but I haven't really talked to you. I mean, how was all of that for you? How are you feeling now post-pandemic?
Feeling great now, but it sucked. It sucked, and it was scary, and it was long. And, no one knew. Just like everybody, nobody knew what was going to go on. So it feels really good to be out playing again and just like be with the guys, just almost sort of normal life-ish.
Sort of normal.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm guessing it wasn't all bad because out of the pandemic, you got Lybica.
Yeah, I can't, I'm not sure if it was a pandemic baby or a midlife crisis or something, but whatever, either way it worked out. Something good came out of it in the end. So I'm definitely stoked on the band for sure.
Well, tell me a little bit about Lybica. I mean, you know, it seems from what I read that it was kind of birthed during the pandemic, just from recordings that you had, and I'm guessing extra time that you had. But, you know, when did the idea come for you to start like something new?
Yeah, pretty much what you just said. I guess I'd sort of been kicking around the idea of maybe someday trying to find an outlet for some of the stuff that I had written that I knew wasn't going to be a Killswitch song, or, you know, just whatever, just some stuff laying around. So I was like, you know, it'd be cool to sort of figure out what kind of band this would be eventually. And, you know, when you had nothing but time, it was definitely the right time to sort of sort it out. And I had known Doug and Joey for years. We just sort of kicked around the idea of one day playing together. And I think eventually it came to Doug and I talking about how neither of us would play drums if we did it. And then that's just sort of what happened.
Yeah, I saw a video that you guys put out, I think in like 2021 of, you know, you guys playing in like separate squares, but you were on drums too.
Yeah, we didn't have a drummer for a long time. We actually recorded the record without a drummer, and I did that too. I just figured, whatever, I'm here. I kind of know how these things work, so I guess I'll play the drums too for now.
Right. Yeah.
But then, you know, when eventually we did find Chris and the band became like a complete band, it was pretty good. It sort of took on, you know, another life even, because it's one thing to play with recorded drum tracks from the demos. It's another thing to have a human being in the room, to get to interact, you know, musically.
Sure.
So it was great.
Yeah. So when did you pick up a guitar, man? I mean, when you think of, when I think of you, I just think drums. So when did you start playing guitar?
I mean, I've always kind of noodled for, you know, the same, when I started playing drums when I was, whatever I was, 13 or 12 or 13 or whatever it was. At the same time, I was kind of noodling around on guitar or, you know, bass, really. I kind of would watch Rush videos all the time. Sort of learned the bass parts on an old nylon string guitar that used to be my mom's. So I would play, you know, I'd play the drums for an hour or whatever my parents would let me play for, which they always let me play for, but obviously I wanted to play like 20 hours, which isn't reasonable. And then I would play, you know, the nice quiet instrument. So I was always kind of noodled around, but I was never really good. I never knew what I was doing or knew anything really about guitars and guitar gear. And it was pretty eye-opening to start this and realize that I didn't know anything, even after being in a band or bands for 25 years. I didn't know what those guys were doing. I was like, oh, what do I need? I need this. Okay, what do the pickups do? Like really stupid level stuff that you think I would have just accidentally learned over the years. But nope, it took actually trying to play a guitar in a band for me to figure out all these things.
Ah, shit. Well, that's good though. I mean, it's nice to be prolific, you know, musically. It's limiting when you only know one instrument. Like, thankfully, I've always played around with guitars and bass, but I have always had a fascination with drums, and I've never actually bought a drum set or anything. But when I was in a band, I would always jump on the kit and just try and practice or try and do something, because I don't know, I always found a connection to that instrument more than anything else. I am always air drumming. I'm in my car like a lunatic, you know, just driving around air drumming. Everybody's like, I either have people looking at me disgusted or kind of like cheering me on.
Yeah, awesome. Air drumming is blessed.
Dude, it's so much fun.
But it's cool. It's really interesting to play in a band on a different instrument, because you just listen differently. It's like the whole dynamic of what you're doing is different. You know, being a drummer and being in charge of tempo and everything. Like I don't have to worry about that anymore on guitar. I can sort of relax or worry about other stuff. So it's a very, very different experience.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you're drumming, you're paying attention to the click or whatever in your ear, and you're just trying to focus on all that, right? You're not really
Yeah, I'm just trying to hold it down, just trying to hold it down. Because I can never have anything to drink before I play drums. I get in my own head and I get crazy. I'm seeing the other guys, smashing beers, having a good time. And I'm like, oh, what's that like? Now on guitar, I'm like, oh, I can have a couple drinks, play, and everything's fine. It's kind of cool.
So you don't drink anything? I mean, obviously not alcohol, but like, do you do coffee, or does that push you too far?
I don't like coffee. Coffee makes me feel weird. I just try to avoid caffeine in general.
That's good. How do you stay awake? I've never experienced that caffeine-free life in my whole life.
I guess if you just never ever done it, you just don't know. I don't know any difference.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine that if you were to, drink coffee or something like that before a set, like it might be too much. Like your heart might be going too fast, and you might be going, yeah. I don't know. Like I wouldn't recommend it to people. So what's up with no vocals? Why instrumental? Like, do you hate vocalists?
Yeah, I hate them all. I can't stand them. I don't know. It just, I'm into a lot of instrumental music. I really like listening to a lot of music that doesn't have lyrics. And I thought it would be kind of fun and challenging to write hooks without a vocal part, to have something else be a hook, something that would be catchy to the listener without having to be words or, a vocal line.
Yeah.
So it just kind of came from there.
So what are you listening to that's instrumental that might be like influencing you in terms of that?
Caspian's a big one. I absolutely love Caspian.
Okay.
Mogwai is another one of my favorite bands. So I just kind of think it would be and even bands that have vocals, like Old Isis, they have a singer, but they also have long extended instrumental heavy sections. And I always really like those sections. Cult of Luna does kind of the same thing. Mm-hmm. So, just kind of trying to do something like that, trying to almost take the vibe that Mogwai has, sort of metal it up a little bit, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, man, I watched all the videos you guys have out right now for the new album, and it's all great, man. I mean,
Thanks.
All the production value on the videos is great. It's not, it doesn't seem like some garage band shit. Like it's legit art looking, and the music is I don't know how to describe it. Like you said, it's got metal, it's got a lot of like droney kind of, I don't know how to compare it to what, but definitely I saw some ISIS, I heard some ISIS influence in there as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I had originally talked to Doug and Joey about it, I was like, I kind of want to start this band someday, and I want to call it Oceanic after that record because I love it so. But that didn't actually happen. It has a different name, but that's kind of where a lot of it really, I think the first spark kind of came from.
Were you able to catch them during some of those like reunion shows for Caleb that they did?
Sadly, no. We were on tour, and I absolutely would have flown to LA for that show because Cancer Conspiracy played too. I loved Cancer Conspiracy, so that's another instrumental that I should have mentioned. But yeah, I definitely would have loved to at that show.
It was rough. Like, not the music, the performances were all amazing. It was just a rough show to be there. Everybody was crying. It was like, tough, heavy, emotional stuff.
Yeah, I'm sad that I missed it for all of those reasons.
Yeah, man. So Lybica is a cat, and there's cats. Whose cat is that on the cover?
That's Joey's. One of Joey's cats.
No, Joey's cats.
We're all big cat people. I wanted to honor our love for cats with the fans.
Now we're mortal enemies. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a big dog guy. I can't be around cats. I like them. They're cute. But I can't physically be around them. Apparently, my body just doesn't like to be around them. Yeah, dude. It's so rough. We even went as far as getting a Sphinx cat with no hair. See if that would do better. But it's not. Apparently, it's not the hair. It's the saliva.
Wow, that's smart.
Yes. I didn't know that. A lot of people, I think that a lot of people think it's the hair and it's the saliva because they lick themselves all the time. So it is the hair, but it's because of the saliva. So
dogs are also awesome. we also love dogs.
I'm also allergic to dogs, not to the extreme of the cats. Like the cats, I can't breathe. I can't, it's, watery eyes. Everything gets swollen. With dogs, I get a little itchy when I play with them. And I'm like running, like roughhousing. Yeah. Then I get a little itchy, but I just wash it off and then I'm fine. So that's tolerable.
And it's totally worth it because dogs are awesome.
Yes, dogs are awesome. Yeah, man. So tell me, how's this? Are you going to take this on tour, Lybica, when you come back from this current Killswitch tour?
We absolutely want to tour. 100% we want to tour. We don't have anything scheduled yet. We just have some odd shows here and there in Florida. We are actually playing. I did scam the Killswitch guys into letting us open for them all the way tomorrow. We had like a headliner off date kind of show, And,
okay.
I just definitely did that. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, we just have odd shows here and there, but we absolutely want to tour.
How does that work out for you? Because, I'm assuming since it's kind of a newer band, the shows are going to be smaller. It's going to be more like club runs. How does that feel for you? Coming from like, hey, I'm on tour right now with Lamb of God and these crazy huge arenas and like massive crowds to going back to kind of more of like your roots.
I can't wait. I can't wait to jump in a van and do it. Really.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to do it. It's going to be just totally different. It'll be, a different instrument, different bands, different crowds, different expectations, like we want everyone at Killswitch shows to basically be killing each other the whole time, moshing, going crazy. And I don't expect that crowd reaction at all with a Lybica show. So we'll see. I don't know what to expect exactly, but yeah, so it'd just be a whole different vibe that definitely want to get out and find out what that's all about.
Have I been pronouncing it wrong this whole time? You just said Lybica.
It doesn't matter. We don't know which one's right. So
okay. All right.
But I guess we say Lybica, but it doesn't really.
All right, I'll start saying Lybica too. I want to be cool with you guys. I don't want but yeah, I can't imagine, like, for me, usually and maybe this is just a very narrow way of thinking, but when I have a job or something that I'm doing, the progression kind of, I never want to look back, right? Like if I get a promotion at a job where now I'm a supervisor, I don't want to go back to being an associate or whatever it is. I don't know if people agree with that, but like I would see going back on a van as like oh my God, like, oh no, I've already done this. You know what I mean? It's interesting to see that you actually are stoked about it.
I think it's just because it's such a different thing. I think if the Killswitch camp was going
downgraded to a van,
that might be a little more difficult to deal with, but this is a different thing. It's like a new thing. It's just got its own level of, freshness to it, or whatever you want to call it. So.
That's cool. So tell me about this tour. I mean, how at this point you guys have played with everyone, Killswitch, pretty much everyone. Is there anyone that you can think of that you're like, oh, we haven't done that?
I don't think we've played with Meshuggah.
Ooh.
Like we haven't had a tour with Meshuggah. That would be really fun. I think we've played at like a couple festivals and everything. But just because I like the band so much, that would be pretty awesome. But yeah, it's been, I don't think we played with, I guess, Metallica. We sort of did festivals with them in Australia, so that kind of counts. But, there's a lot of huge bands that have luckily taken us out, or like Maiden and Slipknot. So it's been pretty
Anthrax
awesome.
and
Anthrax. Yeah. Anthrax.
I saw you guys at that Knot Fest. That was fun. That was a fun show. That was one of the few of those, like, no hangs afterwards, because it was like right after the pandemic. I was freaking out because that's, I think what is that stadium? It was not a stadium. Was it a stadium?
Oh yeah, that soccer.
Was it the SoFi?
Right
it was the SoFi. It
was right next to the Coliseum, right?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It's a huge, massive thing, and like we had just gotten back to like doing live shows, and I was just standing there. I'm like, well, if I was gonna catch COVID, this is where I'm doing it. This is where it's happening, because it was insane the amount of people.
Yeah, and it was a bummer to tour that way, but it was also awesome to tour again, and it was the only way that those tours were going to happen. There's so many people, you had to contain it as much as possible. just had to do it, or else, it wasn't going to happen. It was going to get shut. Something was going to shut it down. So we got through it, did it. Now we're, I guess, on somewhat of the other side of it. Who knows? But
yeah,
feels a little more normal.
Have you kind of like cut back on drinking since the pandemic? Because I feel I have, in terms to kind of like protect my immunity. Because when you drink a lot, your immune system kind of drops, and I try not to get too smashed anymore. Because I try to be as healthy as possible.
I am savagely hungover right now. Alan and I stayed up way too late drinking last night. But I actually,
as usual.
Okay. I think I've done better on tour this time than before. I am trying to. I just definitely slipped up yesterday. We were in Richmond yesterday, and we ended up.
Oh, well.
We went to Stone, and then just whatever. So
did Adam get the hookup there at Stone? Because he's
that's why we went.
Okay,
that's why we went. So it was cool. It was awesome. Yeah.
Did Dave Whitty come out to see you guys? Was he there? I don't know if he's on tour right now.
Oh, I don't know. Not sure if he's still there.
He's like the mayor of Richmond right now. Well, Richmond and beer.
Yeah, that's true.
Damn. Okay. So I guess I'm assuming there's going to be more. There's definitely going to be some drinking in L.A. when you guys get there.
Probably.
I'll make sure of that. So you guys have been touring this this last album quite a bit. I mean, I've seen it live a few times now. Are you guys working on new stuff?
We've got some ideas we're kind of kicking around. I think at the end of this tour, we'll probably put some stuff together and see where it goes from there. It's weird, like the last album came out right before the pandemic, so just kind of didn't want it to get lost. It's hard to make sure that record didn't get lost. So it seems like it's been a little while, but time is just so weird now when you have this weird 2-year gap in the middle of everything. So it does feel like it's about that time where we should start getting some new ideas together and see what happens. Yeah,
I mean, you're right. It was like there was that time, those 2 years in between that kind of extended the cycle, I guess, if you want to call it that. But you guys made it, worthwhile. Like you did the live stream too. I watched that. That was interesting.
Yeah, that was a cool thing that bands are doing too, because nobody could go to shows. So it's kind of like, all right, we'll bring a show to you. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't. I mean, it's been kind of going away. I don't want it to go away. I feel like it should be an additional thing now that people do, like in between tours or something.
I think it'd be a fun thing to keep doing. There's a lot of different ways you could do it. A lot of different ways you could do shows.
Yeah, one of the more interesting ones I've seen was like Behemoth, because they rented out like an abandoned church or something and did it in there. Yep. That kind of stuff is cool to me.
That is cool.
Yeah, and then there's also like studios where you can have like crazy lighting effects that you can't take on tour because it's too much, But yeah, that'd be fun to see more of that. Would you be? Let me see. Would you be willing to do a Killswitch like live stream in like a weird location? And like, where would that be? Like the Behemoth thing in a church. Like, what would be a cool, weird, kind of abstract location for you guys?
Huh. Maybe a brewery.
Oh,
just like with a bunch of all the big tanks around us and everything. That might be cool.
Oh, I'm sure that can be arranged.
Possibly.
Speaking of beer, we did the Killswitch Alive or Just Brewing beer many years ago.
Yeah.
We need to get more Killswitch beers out there. Do you agree?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Lybica needs some beers too.
That can be arranged as well. I mean, we could definitely make some Lybica beers and some more Killswitch beers. But if you wanted to make another, like let's say the Lybica beer, what would that be for you? Like, what's your favorite style right now?
I mean, that Killswitch beer was pretty awesome. But maybe a sour. Maybe fun to do like a sour, some kind of Lybica sour.
Like intense sour? Do you want barrel aged sour? Or do you want something like more crushable, like light and refreshing?
I would say not quite as intense as barrel aged. I I guess
like
maybe
Lost Abbey
more
or
towards,
something.
Yeah, something leaning a little bit towards the crushable side.
Okay. All right. And what about for Killswitch? Like, is there something else? Like, is that what you're drinking mostly when you're out? Like, because I know Adam had a kick for a while on like hazy IPAs, and I don't know if he's still on that kick, but
I like the hazies. I think he's kind of off the hazies, but I still really like the hazies.
okay. All right. So that, and what else are you drinking kind of regularly?
Mostly that.
Mostly that.
But I do like sours too, but it's like, that's more of a 1 or 2 than 8 or 9.
Does it like mess you up? Because it messes me up these days. I can't drink a lot of sours because it gives me gas and like stomach aches and heartburn and all this shit.
I think everything messes me up. I just ignore all the signals my body's giving me. I ignore every one of them. I got to stop that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, for me, I've kind of been loving lagers again. I've been going back to the original old schooler and just kind of, I want to drink 9 or 10 and not be in a diabetic coma like what happens with a lot of the hazies. Because the hazies are great, but there's a lot of sugar in those.
Yeah, there is.
You know?
There is. It's fun how you kind of cycle around.
Yeah.
And stuff. Like you drink some for a while and you always kind of keep it new. Like it.
Yeah, we're getting close to winter, which is stout season. So I'm saving up some stouts for that when it gets a little cooler outside. But for now, yeah, just lagers. I've been doing a lot of Oktoberfest lager because it's the time. It's the season.
Yep.
So, so let me ask you, is there any band right now that you're listening to, aside from the instrumental ones that you mentioned, that you would want to maybe take on tour with Killswitch to kind of shine a light on them?
Aside from the ones I mentioned, yeah, there's a band called Som that I really like, and that would be pretty cool.
Psalm, like
SOM.
Oh, Som. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Som. They're pretty cool. They're like, how do I describe it? Sort of like doom, like sad rock, I guess.
Sad rock.
They remind me of when like Deftones get spacey. Like that's kind of what they remind me of. And I really love Deftones spacey stuff. That's kind of the vibe that band reminds me of. Yeah, but they're cool. It'd be fun to do. I'm stoked right now that we're out with Baroness, which is awesome.
Yeah,
so they're great.
It's a very interesting tour because you've got like 3 bands that are on every show, but then there's like a lineup of bands that are kind of doing certain shows.
Yeah, it changes. I'm not even sure when it's going to change, but at the moment, Baroness is with us. They're awesome. They're so good.
Yeah, Baroness has always been great. I mean, everything about them, their artwork on their albums, their music, they're very meticulous, I think.
Yeah. And I'd never met them before, and they're awesome. So
yeah. Great people, great people. I know, I believe when you're here in LA, it's with Animals as Leaders, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, probably.
Have you toured with those guys before?
I don't think we've done a tour. I think we've done a couple shows, like a couple festival shows, crossovers. It's hard to remember sometimes, because I know for a fact that we've played at the same place that they played, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't like a tour. It's just a one-off or something. It's been a lot of years and a lot of beers. It's hard to remember.
A lot of years and a lot of beers. Is there any time, like, is there anything that'll get you, like, to stop making music where you'd be like, this is it, I'm done? Is there like a number of, like, money-wise? Is there something that you need to accomplish? Or is this just a lifer thing and you're going to go till the wheels fall off? I
can't imagine not making music.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would be like. Even if no one cares and I'm just making it for myself, I would still be doing it.
Do you have any other skill? Like if you were unable to do music for whatever reason, is there something else you're good at?
Nope.
Nope. You're not like making leather belts or.
I would need to learn how to do something because that would be it. I don't know what it would be, but I would need to learn how to do something. All
right. So there's no trade craft that you're, from when you were younger, you just started playing instruments. You said 13 or 12, so I imagine.
Yeah, I just sort of put all my eggs in that whole music basket. Somehow it's working out. So
Are you one of those guys that's all you know how to do? Like, do you know how to change a spare tire? Because I just found out my uncle doesn't know how to change a spare tire because he's been a lawyer his whole life. I'm like, what do you mean?
I think I can do things like that. Yeah.
It's so weird when I hear shit like that. Like, what do you mean? It's like 4 things. You just take them off. Like,
yeah.
Is there anything that you don't know how to do that you've always wanted to learn? Like art or something, or
I don't know if I could learn that. I'm terrible at drawing, so I don't know if that's even a teachable thing. Like, I don't think I could get better at it. Visual arts, I've always been awful at. I don't know. Maybe hit a fastball.
Hit a fastball.
We just happen to be in Boston, just looking out the window right now, like at Fenway Park, basically.
Really? You're parked right out front of it, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
the venue's inside it. I think it's like.
I think I lost you. Whoop.
Sorry about that. Cool. Phone just started ringing.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like a brand new venue that's inside. It used to be a player parking lot. Now it's under the bleachers somewhere. It's weird. I don't know how they crammed the venue into that.
Interesting. I mean, you can technically say you're playing Fenway,
right? Yes.
Are you still catching as many baseball games as you can? Like, for people that are watching that may not know, like you and Adam and I like go to a lot of games whenever we can, like whenever we're in the area. Do you still try and catch games?
We haven't matched up with any games on this tour. Like, the off days aren't falling on game days anywhere. It's been a bummer. It's been a very sportsless tour so far. We're trying, but nothing's worked out. We almost, in Richmond, actually, they had the minor league team. I think it's the playoffs, and it was like possible that they were going to be home for a playoff game yesterday, but they weren't. That's about as close as we've come so far.
Are we already in the playoffs? I kind of like fell off for like 2 weeks.
No, not yet. Judge just hit number 60 though, so that's pretty awesome.
Oh, okay, all right. So, what your team is? Your Florida team? A Yankees fan.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it because you get to watch the spring training out there in Florida?
No, it's all from Connecticut. But my family is Yankee fans. So. But
okay.
Yeah, sometimes I catch spring training. I live very close to where the Mets have their spring training.
Okay. And what I mean, you don't have to give out details, but it's like North Florida? I forget where you're at. I think you're in North Florida, right? Or like mid Florida?
No, it's south. It's south on the east, like southeast. Treasure Coast of Florida.
Treasure Coast. Wow. Man, I used to work out there when I was doing the Cigar City stuff.
Yep.
How are you still there? That's my question, because I couldn't get out of there fast enough.
The state in general?
Yes, the state in general.
It's getting crazier and crazier.
Is that a Jesse I see?
Yes, it was.
Flip him off for me.
That's my chance.
Cool, man. No, so are you like? I guess you don't really spend too much time there because you're always on tour and doing stuff. But I don't know. I mean, you're happy in that area of Florida?
I think it's pretty big. It's chill. It's definitely not
Miami.
It's very relaxing. It's not super crowded. I like. I don't have to do any shoveling there, which I'm still a fan of. So, yeah,
shoveling like for snow and stuff.
Yeah. Don't have to worry about that. So,
yeah, I guess when you're coming from Connecticut or like up northeast, Florida does seem like a nice change. It's just because I did the similar thing. I mean, I'm from New Jersey, and then I moved to Florida, and I was there for like 20 years, and that's too long. Like, I think 20 years is too much for Florida for me anyway. But like once I got over the honeymoon phase of like Florida's weather and like the good food and everything, I just started feeling that I needed, the humidity was too much for me.
No, I'm starting to get, I think, where you got. It's good for a little bit.
Where would you go if you were to leave Florida?
Oh, I have no idea.
No?
Yeah, I got to figure that out, I guess.
I've been thinking about, because I'm in California now, and California was nice too. It's starting to get a little long in the tooth. I still have a few years here, but I think from here I'm going back east to Richmond. I like Richmond.
Oh, yeah.
Richmond's been very nice to me, very good to me, and you know, you get all the seasons, and there's a good beer scene there too. So
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. What do you like to do? Do you get to do stuff when you land in a new city? Like, what is it that you like to? Do you go see some record stores? Are you going to go see some baseball stuff? Like, what are you doing when you go to a new city?
Well, yeah, sports. Whenever we can get sports. It's always fun. I think lately I've been venturing out to more record stores than I used to, or at least trying to find them. But now I'm going to try to find some more like guitar shops. I never ever cared about going to music stores before, but I think now, like we're in Chicago in a few days, and Joel and I are definitely going to go check out Chicago Music Exchange. Yeah, it's just a whole new hobby that I have now with this whole guitar business stuff.
Oh no, you're going to start collecting guitars.
I don't want to collect. I just want to have some cool ones. I don't want to call it collection.
Everyone says that in the beginning. I have friends like, I just have 3 or 4, and then 20 guitars later, it's like, I need to get rid of some of these. Right. Yeah, as I get older now, I've been trying to reduce my collecting of things because, I start thinking, especially here in LA, it's like, when the big one hits, what am I going to do with 500 vinyl records and, right. 10 guitars and all this shit? It's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And,
right.
Yeah. Well, dude, I'm going to let you go so you can, I know you're hungover and you're in the middle of tour and everything. And you probably have some prepping to do. What time is it out there? Where is that? In Boston?
We started at 2, so whatever time it is, 2.
Okay, so like 2:30ish, 2:40.
Yep, 2:30.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, you guys got probably start getting ramped up for sound check and all that, right?
Probably pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, thank you, dude, for doing this.
For everybody so much.
For everybody that's watching and listening, tell them where to pick up the Lybica album and where to follow and all the stuff.
Sure, it's streaming everywhere. It's out on Metal Blade.
Is there vinyl?
Yep. We have physical copies, vinyl and CD. If you want CD,
I think CDs are making a comeback.
They sound great. I mean, people forgot how good they sound. They really do sound fantastic.
They definitely sound better than tapes, which I see people selling, and I don't understand.
I'm not sure I get that one either.
Man, I lived through that era. Tape sucks. Stop it.
Yeah, just Lybica, all the socials. I think it's Lybica Band, I guess.
Lybica Band is on Instagram for sure.
Yeah. So check it out. But everywhere, it's streaming everywhere. So anywhere you stream music, you'll see it.
Awesome, man. Well,
and hopefully we'll be getting shows out soon. I really, really hope so.
Yeah, how long is this tour?
In Florida. That's it. We have we're going to do Fest in Gainesville, which is awesome because we get home for this tour right before that. So definitely stoked on that.
Very cool. When is this tour end for you? This current tour? Mid-October, so probably sometime after that then, or maybe early next year.
Hopefully,
I would assume. Yes. Yeah. Cool, brother. Well, hey, it's a pleasure. I know that we've never done this before, the podcast. We've hung out plenty, but I'll be seeing you in a couple weeks here in LA.
Yeah, sounds good.
And we'll drink some beers.
Good to talk to you again.
All right, brother. Take care.
Yeah, take it easy. Bye.
Cheers.